ago. That Audi looks quite old now. But at the time, I bought that Audi and I bought a suit. And before I finished my course, I was driving around Geelong in it, wearing my suit. And I was thinking, people are thinking, man, who's that successful, celebrity guy? He's really, must be famous. And you can see that suit there, that the arms are quite long. I look like sort of flipper. Probably that $99 suit, I don't know. But you know what I did? I acted as if from day one. I didn't have time to wait 5 years or 8 years or 10 years to be super successful in real estate. I just didn't have the time. I was going to go out there and I just had to make it happen. I was excited because I was in charge of how much money I could earn. I was really excited about that. That car, when I got it, I'm a bit of a car nut. I used to polish it so much, I stopped. I had to make myself stop polishing because I thought I was going to polish through to the chrome, to the metal. I polished it. I was that obsessed with my car when I got it. Because I'd always had really crappy cars and I borrowed $20,000 and that was a lot of money for ours and we just took a really big risk. And so I acted, as if. My first week in real estate, it went like this, and some people may have heard this story before, but I'm going to tell it because I don't have any other story to tell but my own story. I got a job, went to work, day one, never worked in sales before. I was excited, pumped, hadn't slept for about a week prior to completing my course. And I met Matt, he'd started at the same time. He was like the messiah. He'd been in it 10 years, he was like the veteran. He was putting up all motivational quotes, listening to a headset. He was getting pumped, and writing in his diary, and I just did what a lot of people do, that human being avoidance behaviour. I went letterbox dropping for 12 hours. And so I'm out there, dropping, just, do you want a free market appraisal? Wow, I think when I get that, well, yeah, I do, it's for free. And I'm dropping, day one, it's Monday, and I worked about 12 hours, 13 hours, 14 hours, I don't know, it would have been a lot. And I drove home, and on the way home, I stopped at a house. It was like a beacon. It was dark, and it said, "For sale by owner." And my heart started to race. Because the voice in my head said, this is where the rubber hits the road. That is a lead. You need to grow a pair of balls and go out and door knock it. I was panting in the car, breath. You know what I did? I drove off. Day two, I've gone back to the office. Matt's still there, he's still getting motivated. Okay, I don't think he moved. Let's check his pulse. He was, I was out doing, he was getting motivated. There's gold in that. Day two, I've letterbox shopped all day. I've driven home. I've gone the same way through Belmont again, and I've pulled up again, and I see the sign, and it's cold, it's dark, my heart's racing, I'm breathing, I see my breath in the car, and I'm thinking, I'm a little bit stalkerish, I was there last night, there tonight. And a voice in my head again said, "Get out of the car, man, this is it. Get out of the car and go and door knock it. This is what it's about. For a guy like you, it won't be a bad thing to get rejected. You embrace someone telling you where to go, Dan. It'll be good for you." I'm thinking, I'm going to door knock it. They're going to tell me where to go. As a result, I'm going to go off my head. We're going to get into altercation. I'm going to be kicked out of real estate day two. Danny, stay in the car. You know what I did? I drove off. Went back to work. I think that was unconscious while on the ground. I don't know. Okay. Day three, I've gone back to the house. I pulled up outside. My breath is breathing. I'm scared. I'm terrified. My heart's racing. Be the agent. Just get out of the car and door knock it. Just door knock it. Just door knock it. Just door knock it. I've got out. It's like I had a shot of amphetamines. I'm floating through the air. I've got no business card. I've got no briefcase. I've got no authority. I've got no marketing material. I've just door knocked it. Panting. She's opened the door. We've had a moment where I didn't speak for too long, for 30 seconds, and just looked at her. And when you look at someone for too long and no one speaks, my eyes started to twitch a bit, freaking her out. I spoke, and I was off my head. I was 100 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, just speaking, and it was like I created the suburb of Belmont. I was just this messiah of information, and she invited me inside. I thought, wow, I'm in the house. And we sat down eventually at the kitchen table, talking and really excited. She was, she liked me. I could see, she loved my enthusiasm. And then I've had a moment. where I've looked down at this round table. It's like a card table with a light that's pulled down. And out the corner of my eye, I've seen all these white bubbles all over the table. And I thought, that's not bubbles that spit from my mouth. And I've realised that I've spoken so fast, I just slagged all over the table. She's saying that I've seen, we had a moment. We moved through that moment. I went back there the next day with my principal. We listed the property. I didn't sell it that weekend. I sold it the next weekend for $7,000 over the full asking price. I made my first $2,500 self-generating in my first 10 days of real estate. Voice in my head said, how long has this been going on for? Because I've been missing out. All I did was walk through some fear. I was scared, but I did it. That's how you make the money, folks. I could finish the talk right there. That's it. But I'm not, because I've got some really funny stuff in front. It's my first week in real estate. That's the truth. I don't know if you can see that, but I've written a book. You'll hear about that shortly, but I wrote the book. It's not ghostwritten, and that'll be evident from the spelling mistakes on the first page. You go, yeah, it looks like it's been written by a grade fiver. But in my first 18 months, I listed 141 properties, sold over 100 of those, and I've just detailed some statistics. Can you see it on there? Is it fairly clear? So I just put where I got those leads from. You can see pamphlet drops. I got 36 listings, and I sold 32 of them. Referrals and networks, I listed 45 and sold 37. But I'll go down the list. I won't read them all out, but here's the interesting bit. Walking the patch and seeing